Igama uthandeka, indlovukazi yakwaMashasi. I don't like being seen, but I want to be heard. The first episode said, hear me. The second episode said, do you see me now or do you hear me? Now, this episode says, to be heard is to hear, because what is a reflective podcast without accountability? This podcast will be exploring how being heard also comes with the responsibility of hearing others. And in my lifetime, I have had people who heard me, who saw me as someone who was silenced for a long time. A lot of people would have perceived me as a quiet person. To be honest, at some point, I thought I was a quiet person. But when I'm around my people, the light shines. So when I finally wanted to speak, to find my voice, I started to overshare. One thing about me, I was a keyboard warrior there on my WhatsApp statuses. And some people would say you're oversharing. So I stopped oversharing. I tried to process my thoughts on my own. And now that I'm an adult, I'm thinking, did I become silent or was I silent? Because when I look back, I was just trying to process things in real time, to articulate my feelings, my emotions, to process the noise in my head, to ask, am I seeing things the way I'm seeing them or it's just in my head? Essentially, I was seeking for connection. But in this modern day where everybody wants to move in silence, being open about your feelings or about your thoughts is perceived as oversharing. Now, I've had friends who were good listeners, who would listen to me talk about everything I want to talk about. So those friends created a safe space for me to talk. And because of that safe space, sometimes I would get carried away with talking and fell in love with hearing the sound of my voice. That when I walked out of that conversation, I realized that I even forgot to ask them how they are doing. In my need to be heard, I became too fixated in my own problems that I forgot that my people also have their own problems. Because when someone is a good listener, you end up assuming that you formed a bond with them. And when you walk out, you realize that they didn't form a bond with you because you felt seen and heard, but you didn't hear them. And I've also learned that in some spaces, I was heard, I overlooked it. It took me losing my friend Hazel last year. Hazel's death was very sudden. She's been my friend since high school. She has been a consistent friend to me. She has been in every milestone, every celebration. My friend has constantly showed up for me. But my saddest realization was how much I loved her, how much I overlooked her. Hazel never asked much from me, but she was an intentional friend. One thing about Hazel, she will show up. I appreciate intentional people who show up. I wish I told her I love her more often. I wish I called her more often, because some people love you quietly and consistently. There's always an excitement about a new friend or new relationships, that sometimes we overlook the consistent ones who have always been there. And sometimes we measure the intensity of a friendship because we are texting every day, sending memes every day, we are calling each other every day. We measure intensity and confuse it with quality. And her dad taught me a lesson. Watch who I invest my time in. It taught me to pick up the phone and call the person when I think about them. Send that quick text. Doesn't take long. And do it right then before I even forget. Because you never know how long you're going to have. And don't let life teach you the value of something when it has passed. Because all you're going to have is memories and regrets. In a circle of friends, you are going to be closer to others than the other friends, which is okay, because every friend shows up in a different capacity and every friendship is different. What I'm saying is just make sure that your energy is distributed accordingly. I'm grateful that I'm actually self-aware. I try to develop listening skills, because hearing and listening are not the same. Hearing is a physical act, while listening is a psychological act. So I noticed that sometimes, because my mind races a lot, I was hearing to respond and not listening to understand. But when I'm listening, I'm understanding what my friends' needs are. what my partner's needs are. So I try. I'm still a work in progress even to this day on how to be a better listener in conversations. And I've also learned that sometimes my disappointment came from my own expectations, how I wanted people to see me, how I wanted people to hear me, or how I wanted them to respond after hearing me. And when that didn't align, I got disappointed. And I overlooked how they showed up in their own ways in relationships. I expected partners to show up the way I want to be loved. But then I showed love to my partners the way I wanted to be loved. I didn't love them the way they wanted to be loved. And that's where the disconnect was. Even with friendships, I'm more of a solutions person. Like when you come to me with a problem, my quickest thing is to think of a solution. I've learned that sometimes friends don't need a solution, they just need you to listen. And when I needed assistance, I will be expecting a solution. But because a friend is not giving me that solution, I would be upset. I've learned that people show up in their own capacity, the same way that I show up in my own capacity. I should not expect a me from other people. And just because someone is not showing up in a manner that I want them to show up, doesn't mean I should overlook the other ways that they've been showing up. Instead, I should respect their boundaries. And having that mindset has held me accountable, has allowed me to extend grace in my friendships, in my relationships, and also to not look at things in a narrow view. I forget to understand that we are complex beings with different backgrounds, different minds, different perspectives. I'm so grateful my friends were so emotionally aware that our conversations now, when we speak, the importance of communicating your needs. Are you having this conversation with me because you want me to listen? Do you want me to give advice? Or do you want relatability? Some people, they come to you to listen to them. They just want to vent and give them the space. When others come for advice, so putting in that disclosure up front has really helped our communication skills, because I know when I'm entering this conversation how you want me to show up for it. So maybe being heard isn't only about finding your voice, but it's about listening when someone speaks or even when they are quiet. To be heard comes with the responsibility of hearing, and not just hearing but listening, because maybe sometimes connection is already offered to us but we're overlooking it because it's not coming in a form that we expected. So maybe being heard isn't only just about speaking, but looking around for the people who stayed, who choose you. Maybe to be heard is understanding that life is complex and not every door will open for you, but some doors will open. And when they open, don't judge them by how they look outside, because they are not painted in the colors that you want them to be. Maybe to be heard is to hear